The first step in cutting an internal thread is making sure the minor diameter is within specifications. It's also a good idea to have a chamfer at the beginning of the thread as well. For an internal right-hand thread, set the gearbox for the correct number of threads per inch and make sure the feed is from the tailstock toward the headstock. Then set a spindle speed about a quarter of normal turning speed. Next, rotate the compound rest by moving the handle end 29 to 29.5 degrees to the left from a position parallel to the cross slide, and tighten the locking nuts. After tightening the locking nuts, hold a center gauge against the outside diameter of the workpiece and align the cutting tool with the V in the side of the center gauge. Next, start the spindle, coat the minor diameter with layout fluid, and advance the compound rest to remove backlash and set it to 0. Then touch off the minor diameter with the cross slide and set it to 0. Once that's finished, position the tool near the beginning of the thread. When the thread dial reaches the correct mark to make the first pass, engage the half nut. Once the tool reaches the end of the thread, disengage the half nut. Next, retract the cross slide one full turn and return to the starting point. Then return the cross slide to the reference 0 position. Check the number of threads per inch, or TPI, with a screw pitch gauge. After verifying that TPI is correct, advance the tool by moving the compound rest about 10 thousandths toward the operator position. Apply cutting fluid and take another pass. Reduce the cut depth each time by about 2 thousandths. The total infeed amount is approximately 0.7 divided by the TPI. When you get close to the final depth, take passes of about a half thousandth, followed by a spring pass without advancing the tool. Check the thread frequently with a thread plug gauge until the thread is within specs. When cutting a left-hand thread, the process is identical, with the exception that the compound rest is turned in the opposite direction and the feed is from the headstock toward the tailstock.